A mother is in jail tonight after she admitted to police that her 2-year-old daughter was in the same home with her husband while he was getting high on meth. Tonight you'll hear from that mother.
I know them to be good-hearted people. I know them to be honest people, helpful people.
A woman dead in a Madison County church. We're taking a look at its controversial spiritual practice that brings people to Kentucky. High arsenic levels along a Montgomery County road have people worried tonight if they're safe or if they need to start packing.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening. Better weather is right around the corner. But first, we need to get through a few more days of steamy, stormy weather. We begin with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
You know what? Steamy and stormy. Those have been the tag team partners for the entire summer and August, going out on what else but a steamy and a sometimes stormy note out there. Late evening Defender radar network. Nothing going on. Things have calmed down in a very nice way overall over the past several hours. Some booming thunderstorms a little earlier. Where it rained, southern Kentucky especially, look at your thermometers, low 70s right now. You're going to have fog tonight. Where it did not rain, northern Kentucky, low 80s still at this late evening hour. Fast forward to tomorrow morning. Mid to upper 60s, that may be a little optimistic. Let's call it right around 70 for many of us. Noontime, middle 80s coming your way. Tomorrow afternoon, we're back into the upper 80s to low 90s. It will feel 95 to maybe 98 or 99 degrees. So it's another scorcher out there. Into tomorrow evening, temperatures drop into the low and mid 70s by this time tomorrow night. Help is on the way, though, later this week. This is a true fall cold front that we are tracking out of Canada into the northern plains. That will arrive later this week, and it's going to bring some much better weather. And it is a fall weather map complete with that cold front and a couple of tropical systems that we will tell you if they will impact our weather when I come back in a few minutes. Getting ready to usher in September, Sam, with big changes. The hour-by-hour breakdown comes your way at 11:13. We'll see you then.
Chris, thank you. She's accused of putting her toddler in danger. Deputies in Laurel County say a mother let her daughter stay in the house while her husband got high. 29-year-old Anna Burdett is charged with child endangerment and wanton endangerment. But she tells us she stayed in the house because she was afraid of her husband. Monique Blair has her side of the story in our top story at 11.
He's ruined my life.
Anna Burdett talked to me tonight from the Laurel County Jail. She said she wanted to tell her side of the story.
He was very abusive physically and mentally.
Last week, Burdett's husband Benjamin was arrested after sheriff's deputies found the couple's 2-year-old daughter inside their home amidst several medications, chemicals, and meth pipes. The deputies say she could have easily ingested.
He done meth, but I tried to keep her as far away from it as possible.
But deputies say Anna Burdett was arrested Monday because she did not do anything to take her daughter out of that dangerous situation. But Burdett says she stayed at the home because she was afraid of her abusive husband.
But I shouldn't have been so stupid as to stay with him as long as I did. I love that baby more than anything.
Burdett tells me now all she's focusing on is getting out of the Laurel County Detention Center and taking care of her 2-year-old daughter. But today we talked to her uncle, who tells us he does not agree with what Burdett is telling us.
She's been manipulating everybody that she can for as long as she can.
Leroy Moore tells me he's known his niece, Anna Burdett, his whole life, and she has constantly put his family under stress.
She's not an innocent bystander. She didn't just accidentally get mixed up in this. She was a 100% participant.
In Laurel County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
A toxicology report is pending that will show whether or not Burdett's daughter ingested any narcotics. Now to a developing story in Laurel County tonight. The sheriff's office tells us they're investigating a deadly ATV crash. Deputies say it happened just after 7 on Maple Grove School Road. They believe the ATV went off the road and hit an embankment. They say a 17-year-old boy was killed and a 16-year-old girl was flown to UK hospital to be treated. The names of those teenagers have not yet been released. It's illegal in much of this country, but certain states, including Kentucky, allow registered Native American churches to use baklava as a sacrament. It's one at the churches in Berea that investigators say a 33-year-old South Carolina woman died on Saturday. And now there are questions about what led to her death As Garrett Weimer shows us about a spiritual practice that brings people to the Commonwealth from across this country.
There is no sign, not much to draw attention to the place. In fact, if it weren't for the big glass windows offering a small glimpse inside, you might not even know what's here.
I know them to be good-hearted people. I know them to be honest people, helpful people.
Aaron Stewart Lewis Knapp lives next door to the Ocklawaha Native American Church of the Peaceful Mountain Way. He says he's seen person after person seek spiritual enlightenment there. On Saturday, though, he saw ambulances.
They seemed to be doing CPR on a woman, and there was a couple people standing out front. All the neighbors came down, and we were just trying to figure out what was going on.
The coroner says 33-year-old Lindsay Poole from South Carolina died at the church. Investigators have not said why.
Just because it is active, and we want to make sure that we do the best investigation that we can and make sure that we put all the puzzle pieces together before we put information out.
The situation may now thrust into the spotlight a spiritual practice that brings people from all over the country right here to Kentucky. The church's website says it offers ayahuasca ceremonies.
I would like you to step forward and take your first cup.
This is one at a Native American church in Campbellsville. Users say the hallucinogenic tea brings enlightenment, but experts say there are risks.
The problems it could cause are dangerously high temperatures, dangerously high blood pressures, arrhythmias, seizures, and death. That's really the bottom line.
In Berea, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
And a woman who attends Sunday services at the Peaceful Mountain Way on Chestnut Street tells us the man who leads the church was devastated by what happened. Police say that no charges have been filed. People along a country Montgomery County road are hoping to get some answers tomorrow after the investigators found some high levels of arsenic in the ground. The contamination area is along Long Lane off of US 1460. The EPA says the arsenic comes from wood treatment preservatives from an old Southern wood treatment company that used to be in that area. It had closed back in the mid-90s. And the state's Energy and Environmental Cabinet is asking families to limit their time outside.
Even if they do say it's safe, and there's no guarantee. I mean, they let it go for 30 years, and what makes me think that they're not going to let it go another 30?
We're all kind of scared right now. We really are. We're afraid we're all going to have to move.
Now, the Energy and Environmental Cabinet says a contractor is scheduled to arrive on site tomorrow to get a look at the affected soil. At that point, they'll be able to figure out a cleanup plan. A former school board chairman in southern Kentucky is getting a lesson on the legal system. Dexter Smith resigned from the Knox County School Board earlier this year after surveillance video surfaced showing someone else taking his GED for him. Since then, he's filed to run for the board again. In an affidavit, Smith claims to have passed the GED or completed high school. But a grand jury indicted him today, saying that claim is false. Smith faces a perjury charge. Some people in the county are worried Smith will still get elected.
It hurts because I love the people here, but I'm losing my confidence in the whole system because it's always a cover-up. It's always somebody doing something that they just get away with.
Despite the indictment, Smith will stay on the ballot. The only way he can be removed is with an order from a judge or if he drops out. We are learning some new details tonight about a shooting Louisville police are calling a tragic accident. Police say a boy accidentally shot and killed his 12-year-old brother Sunday in the city's Park Duval neighborhood. Police spent hours trying to figure out how he got the gun. They say the gun belonged to the boy's mother and it was secured inside a closet, but it was not locked. Police do not plan on filing any charges in the case. A man accused of killing a young mother and dumping her body in a river last month was back in court today. Last week, Clark Smith pled not guilty in district court to murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. Today, he did the same thing in a Barron County Circuit Court. State police say Smith killed 22-year-old Kristen Edwards at his home in Cave City, then dumped her body in the Green River. Smith is scheduled to be in court again on November 21st. New tonight, a southern Kentucky man faces a long list of charges after at least 4 thefts. The Whitley County Sheriff's Office says 29-year-old Isaiah Canada broke into at least 4 vehicles near the high-top boat ramp parking area on Sunday. Deputies say in one case the victim reported being robbed at knife point, and they believe there could be more thefts. They're asking anyone who was at the boat ramp on Saturday or Sunday and had their vehicle broken into to contact the Sheriff's Office. A basketball signed by Coach John Calipari for a silent auction is missing tonight. Over the weekend, Family Abuse Services was holding an auction to raise money. There were basketball tickets, gift baskets, and the autographed basketball. But at the end of the night, the man who won the basketball didn't get to take it home. Event organizers say someone took the ball out of its glass case and put that case under a table.
They came to me and said, the basketball is gone. I'm like, what do you mean gone? I couldn't believe someone would actually take something from a nonprofit organization.
The organization says they have filed a report with Frankfort police, but they prefer if the person who took the basketball just return it. Still to come here on WKYT, it's a video that's been bugging health leaders and caused an Eastern Kentucky restaurant to close temporarily. And fighting mosquitoes with more mosquitoes? Sounds backwards, but a Lexington company says it works. Now they're battling the pests.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Counting down the days of August, and that is meteorological summer that is ready to come to an end as we roll our way into September 1st. We start fall in the wonderful world of weather. Yeah, I know your calendar says something different. Mid to upper 70s out there right now into much of the bluegrass region. Get into southeastern Kentucky. Low 70s, 81 Covington, where some areas of the Covington-Cincinnati area picked up 5 inches of rain yesterday. They didn't get a drop today, and that's why those temperatures are much warmer than what we've had across the rest of our region, where we did get in on some rain. Nothing is out there in your Defender radar network. Things are calm and clear, and with a wet ground for some of us, watch out for a little fog for the trip into work and school tomorrow morning. You get into those areas that picked up on some heavier downpours, we can get visibility tomorrow morning, at least for a little while, to be a mile or under. That'll quickly lift and give us a mostly sunny sky toward the middle of the morning, and by the afternoon, hello, 90 degrees. Yet again, with a scattered thunderstorm, it's going to feel a whole lot hotter than it actually is. Looking for a little help and a little relief? How about a cold front? It is on the way, and it is going to clean the skies up as we get into the Labor Day holiday weekend. Timing on this looks absolutely phenomenal right now for obviously a couple of reasons. It is Labor Day weekend that is on the way, but we also have high school football on Friday. We're the first 2 weeks of the season, we've had to sweat it out. Not going to be the case this Friday. Game day, Commonwealth Stadium. Looking good on Saturday as this fall air mass begins to settle on in across central and eastern Kentucky. Let's take you into the middle of the week and let's get that cooler air in here. It is not coming tomorrow. We're going to sweat it out together. Upper 80s to low 90s. There's a chance for a shower or thunderstorm. Heat index tomorrow, or what it feels like, 95, 97, 98 degrees, depending on exactly where you are. I'm tired of saying that. Into Wednesday. Here comes our front late in the day. That will likely have a line of some thunderstorms along it. That front then settles its way on toward the south and southeast. Thursday is one of those days that will start out gray with a shower or thunderstorm and improve the deeper we get into the afternoon as northerly winds settle in. Look at the highs, upper 70s as we go to Thursday afternoon and evening. Tropics are alive and well. You've got depression number 8 across the western Atlantic, just off the southeastern seaboard. Then tropical depression number 9. This one is likely to develop into a strong tropical storm, maybe hurricane. Spaghetti plots, these are individual computer model runs. Majority of those take it into Florida, but you're seeing a little more spread right now. The official forecast looks a little something like that. It is not going to directly impact our weather as of now across central and eastern Kentucky. That cold front coming in, though, it's going to impact our weather in a big way, Sam. 77 gorgeous degrees on Friday. Low 80s for tailgating out at Commonwealth Stadium with sunshine.
Does not get any better than that.
Mid-70s at kickoff out there for us, buddy.
Love it. Thanks, Chris. A familiar former congressman making headlines in the tabloids again. After the break, how Anthony Weiner's latest actions are affecting a presidential campaign.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Hillary Clinton's top aide, Huma Abedin, is splitting from her husband, former Congressman Anthony Weiner. And the move comes after more pictures have made their way into the tabloids. CBS's Jamie Yukas has more.
Top Hillary Clinton aide Huma Abedin announced she's separating from her husband, Anthony Weiner. This follows yet another sexting scandal involving sexually explicit texts and photos the former New York congressman sent to another woman last year. The New York Post published a lewd photo of Weiner in his underwear with the couple's toddler next to him. Abedin announced the split from the campaign trail in the Hamptons, saying, Anthony and I remain devoted to doing what is best for our son, who is the light of our life.
I am deeply ashamed of my terrible judgment and actions.
Weiner's troubles date back to 2011 and ultimately led to his resignation from the U.S. Congress and an abandoned bid for New York City mayor in 2013. GOP presidential candidate Donald Trump praised Abedin's decision and then used the scandal to attack Clinton.
Uma Abedin has access to classified information. How Hillary got away with that one, nobody will ever know. But to think that it's very likely that much of this information Anthony Weiner would know about.
Trump offered no evidence to support his claim.
I would suggest it has no bearing on the Clinton campaign.
Clinton herself has not commented on Abedin's personal matter. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, New York.
Abedin did not appear at any of Hillary Clinton's fundraising events today. The White House says the U.S. has hit the president's goal of admitting 10,000 Syrian refugees into the country. This map shows the states that have taken in refugees, and you can see Kentucky, highlighted in yellow, is one of them. The administration says they made their goal about a month early. A few tiny pests at an eastern Kentucky restaurant are causing one big problem. Chen's Asian Buffet in Breathitt County had to temporarily close after a video posted online showed cockroaches crawling on the floor and the wall. The county's health environmentalists ordered the restaurant shut down and hire an exterminator. It did reopen on Saturday after it passed an inspection.
Roaches can spread bacteria, by crawling over food, things. So it's best to go ahead and take care of these before they do, continue and get worse.
Now, this was the first pest complaint made against the restaurant. The manager has apologized. A Lexington company is trying to cut down on the number of mosquitoes by releasing more mosquitoes. Mosquito Mate has been developing sterile versions of the pest and releasing some of them into parts of the city. The mosquitoes released are male, which do not bite. The company has been conducting trials in an area near Commonwealth Stadium targeting Asian tiger mosquito females. The company says that trial reduced the mosquito density in that area by 80%.
It's species specific. So unlike chemical pesticides that can affect non-targets, things that we see as beneficial, so butterflies, honeybees.
The technology is starting to gain some attention. Some of the mosquitoes have been sent to Fresno, California to be released in some neighborhoods there. Mosquito Mate is currently still in the trial phase. They're hopeful that they will soon receive necessary licenses and approvals, allowing them to offer the technology commercially to individuals. Now some football. This Southern Miss matchup, Brian, for the Cats, not your normal season opener.
No, not at all. The Golden Eagles are formidable, and UK just a 6.5-point favorite. Southern Miss has the advantage at quarterback in terms of experience, but Drew Barker has had a great camp. Mark Stoops is proud of him. We will be right back. Saturday's season opener with UK and Southern Miss will see two quarterbacks who differ greatly in experience. Drew Barker has a total of 364 passing yards in college, while Southern Miss QB Nick Mullins has more than 8,600. But Barker has totally committed to what Mark Stoops and the coaching staff has been trying to teach him. So much so, Mark Stoops had nothing but glowing remarks about Barker today.
Yes, I am. I'm very pleased with what he's done. I've talked about it less than we have in the past, but my message has been the same. I've been pleased with his progress. I've been pleased with his poise. He's been accurate. I think, again, it's a reflection of the guys around him as well. It's hard to play quarterback when you're inexperienced all around you, so I think we're better across the board, and I think certainly have been very pleased with Drew in the progress he's made.
As for Southern Miss, the Golden Eagles will have a big-time player at quarterback. Nick Mullins hit for 63% of his passes last season for nearly 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns, 12 picks. This game could be a shootout. You never know, but USM coach Jay Hobson thinks it could go the distance.
You always like a fast start. I don't think anybody doesn't, but the reality is we know it's going to be a 60-minute ball game. Anytime you're playing a team of that caliber of Kentucky, that you know it's going to be a war, and you know that you got to play 60 minutes in order to be successful. They're a very multiple football team. I think well-coached football team. That's the best way to put it. So yeah, we have a big challenge, and certainly a team that we know is going to test us.
So that first test will come with Southern Miss next Saturday night, or this coming Saturday night, 7:30 kickoff, Commonwealth Stadium. It will be televised on ESPNU. Countdown to the UK season opener, as you know, 5 days away. 5, the number for former UK quarterback Antonio O'Farrell, Al Baker, Mike Hartline, Marvin Love, and Brad Pyatt. Man, that is a name from 15, 16 years ago. Wide receiver Blake Bones' first TD catch was a 5-yarder against Louisiana Lafayette last year. Doug Pelfrey kicked 5 field goals of 50 yards or more during his UK career, and Pelfrey still holds the school mark for most field goals in one game with 5 against Mississippi State in 1992. In that same year, defensive tackle Dean Wells had a school record 5 sacks against Indiana in 92. 2 weeks ago, Alex Poythress and the Indiana Pacers agreed to a partially guaranteed contract today, the two parties making it official. The Pacers announcing this morning they have signed the former Wildcat to a training camp deal. If Poythress is not able to make the 15-man NBA roster, he would likely spend the season with the Pacers D-League team in Fort Wayne. Poythress averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds in his 4 seasons with the Cats. Now, last night, the inaugural Coach Cal Celebrity Softball Classic raised around $300,000 for flood relief efforts in Louisiana. The event, which took place at Whitaker Bank Ballpark, featured former Wildcat basketball players along with former pros from other sports, actors, personalities. Carl Anthony Towns had a part in planning the event, and he even won the Home Run Derby competition.
I loved playing baseball when I was younger. Something I actually quit basketball at one time in my career in 8th grade to play baseball and pursue that as a career. And, for me to have this softball thing with Coach Cal, it makes a big difference because we always wanted to do something for charity. We all know how charitable Coach Cal is with his foundation as well. And we came up with a great idea to do something like this for a lot more people than ourselves.
Could you imagine the strike zone for Carl Anthony Towns? It would be pretty big. Congratulations. We'll be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is less than 1 minute away here on WKYT. And tonight's guests include Riz Ahmed, Pedro Pascal, and Angel Olsen. And Brian Milam, Sam Dick, and Chris Bailey as well.
We're the opening act. Huh?
Yeah. That 10-to-1 act.
Times are tough these days for opening acts. We look at your emoji cast tomorrow, sweating it out into the afternoon. Hang in there, my friends. It gets better. Look, it's Saturday. Oh, UK emoji in there. How about that? Low 80s for Tailgaters, 70s at kickoff.
Your man here is loving that Friday night.
Yes,
High school.
And Saturday.
I'm here for it.
Thanks for watching tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.